Hello, and welcome to the webinar, Supporting the Transition to Kindergarten. Before we dive into the learning today, please make sure you have your participant guide in front of you. Your participant guide will be in Vector, found within the course resources. Please be sure to make a copy in your Google Drive to be able to type. In order to receive 2 clock hours for this session, you will need to submit your participant guide at the end of the learning. Additionally, you will find the slides for this presentation in Vector that you can also utilize to access resources. You have all seen the Jeffco Thrives 2025 Priorities and Major Initiatives. This webinar is aligned with Priority 1, Our Learners, Our Future, ensuring a culture of instructional excellence and providing an extraordinary student experience. In addition, Major Initiatives 1 and 2 guide our priorities. Our webinar today is aligned with the teacher overarching learning outcome of developing a culture of belonging and deep student engagement. Our learning outcomes today are to define and differentiate between kindergarten transition and kindergarten readiness and explore the interconnectedness of these concepts in supporting children's success. Identify research-based strategies for promoting positive kindergarten transitions, and develop actionable strategies to foster successful kindergarten transitions for both children and their families. Think about your first day of kindergarten or another first day experience. What stands out to you about that experience? What emotions did you experience on the first day? How did these emotions manifest? What were your biggest anxieties or excitements? What specific memories or detailed connections do these feelings have for you? Pause and reflect on these questions. Our first outcome today is that we will define and differentiate between kindergarten transition and kindergarten readiness and explore the interconnectedness of these concepts in support of children's success. Take a minute to read this quote. Kindergarten is an important beginning, and for many children, it is the first time they have been in school. The kindergarten year is an exciting time of discovery, growth, and new friendships, and it is also a new beginning that can present some unique challenges. Pause here and jot down your responses to these questions in your participant guide. Before we dig deeper into the definition and key research around kindergarten transition, come back when you're ready. Transition refers to the process of a child moving from one program or setting to another. When children make the transition from preschool to elementary school, they must adjust to new settings and situations, including new rules and expectations, new ways of learning, new relationships with peers and adults, and new physical surroundings. The earliest years are the cornerstone of effective P20 systems and the foundation upon which all learning is built. Yet, there is a persistent gap in the transition between preschool to kindergarten. Understanding both the excitement and challenges is crucial for us as early childhood educators. It helps us provide the support children and families need for a successful transition. Please take a moment to read the Colorado definition for kindergarten transitions taken directly from the Kindergarten Transition Roadmap. You will be able to access this resource link at the end of the presentation. It is important to note a continuum of time that includes the entire kindergarten year. The first 10 to 14 weeks are a critical transition time. Take a moment to read the research findings on this slide. The transition to kindergarten represents an important shift in children's and families' education experiences due to changing demands, expectations, and support for children and their families. When children experience discontinuities between early learning experiences and kindergarten, they may be at a greater risk for academic failure and social adjustment challenges. Thus, building and implementing a seamless kindergarten transition can make a significant difference for children's ongoing school success. Key partners to consider as a child transitions to kindergarten include three key partners in support of children: families, the receiving side, which includes kindergartens and school districts, and the sending side, which is a mixed delivery system and can include public preschool, private preschool, Head Start, childcare, family friend neighbor care, and or Part B special education and early home visitation. It is important to consider and plan for how all three intersect. Now that we have defined kindergarten transition and shared research and key partners, the definition of school readiness is also important to consider. Think about how school readiness connects to kindergarten transitions. Here's the definition we use in Jeffco that was adopted by the State Board of Education in 2023. In Colorado, school readiness describes both the preparedness of a child to engage in and benefit from learning experiences and the ability of a school to meet the needs of all students enrolled in publicly funded kindergarten. School readiness is enhanced when schools, families, and community service providers work collaboratively to ensure that every child is ready for higher levels of learning in academic content. As we think about school readiness, we want to ensure that we all have a common understanding and expectation for what readiness means. Children come to us with a variety of lived experiences, strengths, and challenges. All children start school with the ability to learn. All children are ready for kindergarten. Some children may need extra attention. Young children develop in different ways and at different rates. All areas of child development include readiness: physical, cognitive, social, and emotional competence, and academics. Readiness includes more than a child's readiness for kindergarten. It includes ready teachers, ready schools, and ready communities layered together for student success. Pause the video here and respond to the questions on this slide in your participant guide. Now we are going to move on to Objective 2, identify research-based strategies for promoting positive kindergarten transitions. Before we dig deeper into the important transition connections, keep these three practices in mind to create a solid bridge that creates a smooth transition for families, children, and educators. A successful transition is built on sharing information, building relationships, and program alignment. Examples for how educators in preschool can share information about the kindergarten transition include preparing children for what to expect, communicating with families in their home languages, and sharing data with families and the receiving elementary school. Building positive relationships with families and children helps ensure that families are confident and ready to transition to kindergarten. Getting to know the unique strengths of families and students increases family engagement from the start. Some examples may include teachers getting to know the unique strengths and challenges of families, providing opportunities for families to share the hopes for their children, inviting families to school events or tours, and opportunities to get involved in ways they feel comfortable. Alignment between preschool and kindergarten is important. Some examples may include participating in joint professional development opportunities, partnering around transition activity planning, sharing readiness data with kindergarten teachers, and or holding teacher-to-teacher conferences. When discussing positive kindergarten transitions, a key focus is on building strong connections. These connections are often categorized into 4 main areas that you see here on this slide. Child to school. This focuses on the child's direct relationship with the school environment. It includes their comfort level with the physical space, their interactions with teachers and staff, and their overall sense of belonging. Family to school. This emphasizes the partnership between families and the school. It involves open communication, mutual respect, and shared responsibility for the child's success. This includes things like parent-teacher meetings and school information being readily available to parents. School to school, or preschool program to school. This connection highlights the importance of communication and collaboration between the child's previous early childhood program, like preschool, and the kindergarten. This ensures a smooth transition and transfer of information and a consistent approach to supporting the child's learning. Community to school. This broadens the scope to include the wider community's role in supporting kindergarten transitions. It involves community resources, local organizations, and partnerships that contribute to a positive school environment. These 4 connections work together to create a supportive network that helps children and families navigate the transition to kindergarten. On the next 4 slides, you will see examples of each connection. This is not an exhaustive list. Take time to read each of these connections. Now that you have read a little bit about the 4 key readiness connections and how to support each connection, you will now dive deeper into research. You will be engaging in a 4-symbol reflection. First, select one of the 4 key readiness connections to dive deeper into. In the DEC Transitions Best Practices excerpt, which is linked in your participant guide, read through your selected area of connection. This could be family, school, child, or community. Utilize the 4-symbol reflection protocol in your participant guide to reflect on your current practices and prepare to plan during Outcome 3. Pause your video and complete the reflection protocol. This family calendar was created for you to share with your families. The calendar gives families resources to support the growth and development of their child over the course of the year to help children and families get ready for the transition to kindergarten. The calendar includes activities, free days around the city, and tips for engaging children in readiness skills. Please share this with your families, especially incoming kindergarten students as well as current kindergarten students. Now it's time to take action around the learning. Consider the 2 questions on this slide and reflect on your practices in your participant guide. Pause the video and come back after you have answered these questions. To ensure a successful kindergarten transition, we must proactively modify practices to address the unique needs of each child, including dual language learners, children with disabilities, those experiencing homelessness or trauma, and children with special healthcare needs. This individualized approach creates an inclusive and supportive environment where all children can thrive from their first day. Linked on the kindergarten resource page near the end of this slide deck, you can reference ideas for how to support all students with their transition to kindergarten. This resource is called Transition Strategies for Individual Student Needs. In your participant guide, click on the Action Planning link. Use this action planning tool to identify things you already do and what you might need to add. Where are there gaps in your current practices? We encourage you to add 3 additional action items to build on what you are already doing. This is an example of an action planning tool linked on this slide. You can use the example action planning tool as a guide if needed. Additionally, on the resource page, near the end of this presentation, you will find a variety of resources you can peruse to give you more ideas and best practices when developing your action plan. Pause this video and come back after you have completed your action plan. Now that you have created an action plan, it is essential to take some time to reflect on the plan you created. Think about how you will know what you planned to support kindergarten transitions had a positive impact on students and families. Pause this video and write your reflection in the participant guide. As we touched on before, there are a variety of resources that may be useful to you as you think about how to support students and families in the transition to kindergarten. We utilize the Kindergarten Transition Roadmap as one of our research references when developing this webinar. The Kindergarten Transition Roadmap is a system-level kindergarten transition vision for the state of Colorado to plan and provide support to families, early care and education providers, pre-K-12 educators, and professionals. Please be sure to provide us with feedback on this webinar today. We value your input. Thank you for taking time to learn more about how to support students and families in the transition to kindergarten. We hope you walk away with new ideas and strategies to ensure success for all students.